Each of us are expressions of one story filled with excellence. All we have to do is find it by using each other's mistakes and experiences.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Kinja Dixon. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
Honored, man. Honored to be alive, breathing, and just ready to explore some of the adventures this day is going to bring me.
Love it, love it. Which brings us to where are you right now? What time is it? It sounds for me it's after midday. Like your day is now starting. What time is it?
It's 1:08 p.m. here in Brooklyn, New York.
All right, all right. So which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Originally, when I first started this journey post my real estate career, I would have said sales. But what I realized is that in 2009, when I was 300 pounds and a functional alcoholic, and thought that because I was successful in selling, I had the right to not pursue excellence in all of my life, I realized that my talent was just literally sticking to the script of losing my weight and catching any other errors in my life and attacking them as if my life depended on it. So really, I've titled it my second book, which is Re-Creationism, but it's a philosophy that I realized I started in '09, where every single day there are four priorities that I work on, and now I'm helping thousands of people reprioritize their life as well: health, emotional intelligence, hunger to gain new knowledge, and getting better at whatever they do for a living. So my combination of focusing on those four things every single day as my top priority for the last 10 years is how we got here. And I've titled it Re-Creationism. So my talent would be being one of the original recreationists, even though I know nothing's new under the sun.
That's intriguing. Well, one of the things you keyed in a couple of times as well, and I think it's intriguing, is focus. Like, who did you learn that from?
I would have to give so much credit to my mother. Rest in peace. She passed July 2017, actually the second. I'm actually doing something special for her in regards to launching a YouTube series dedicated to her. But just seeing what she did for me coming up as a single mother and not allowing so many things that I took for granted to seep into my psyche, I just truly, truly have to give credit to her for showing me firsthand through her actions what focus actually stands for.
That's fascinating. Well, in the word creationism, I'm sure you can use some of the letters to get that word action, which is really cool that you're recreating as well, right? Recreationism. Well, that's pretty cool. Where can someone go to listen to find out more about that?
Yep, re-creationism.com. When I was going through this process of creating the publishing company, the book, the philosophy, getting the trademark, you find out so many things about how one dash can change an entire meaning. So creationism.com, the philosophy, there's actually a 40-question test that anyone can take that allows you to find out what your HLG is, which stands for holistic life grade. And before anyone takes it and emails me expecting a A, B, C, or D, it's something that you would actually grade yourself. So there's no passing or failing. It's something I recommend. It just keeps a person grounded and helps them go into that direction that I believe we're all meant to go in, which is better than we were the day before, no matter where we started and without comparing ourselves to anyone else.
So important, isn't it? Why will you continue to be this person that lives this life functioning on focus, but more so functioning on the passion of your purpose, if that is accurate?
Exactly. And I'll say one of the reasons I continue this process has to do with children and my clients. I was honored in the second year after I retired from my real estate career to be invited to speak to a middle school. And it was about 66 sixth and seventh graders. And when I was done, the teacher, so many of the kids, the principal, the impact that they said my words through experience had on these kids. And then a young lady ran up to me and said, could you be my daddy? It was like something so little, it hit me one of the most positive moments of my life, and it turned my volume up in stepping away from the corporate speaking for a while, about a year. And I just went around the country speaking to schools and positively attacked over 150 schools that year, which led to an ongoing relationship I have with helping kids who are in homes being raised by people that have so many good intentions, but they have life, they have bills, they sometimes don't have the ability to work on their self development. So the kids end up being herded through 18 years of schooling where teachers are saying the parents need to get better, parents are saying the system needs to get better. And then before you know it, the child is 18, bills, life, relationships. And it's like, wow, I never get a chance to work on the basics, which I talked about at the beginning of our talk. So one of the things that just ignites me at a high level is being able to help instill some of these basic life principles into children. That skill set helps me with my adult clients that I help as well.
Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years. Someone who sets big goals and goes after it. I'm intrigued.
I could not have told you that I would be a multiple book creator. You know, over the last 3 years, I have written 4 books
Wow.
with 36 titles that I'm going to be working on along the journey. And
Wow.
not just written books where I'm researching information, because I've been reading every day since 2005 when I started with Rich Dad Poor Dad and found out how many inaccurate thoughts I had about the process of money. So it just sparked an ignition to want to learn more from people that have went through experiences that I didn't get a chance to live through. These are not just 3 research heavy books. One is the how to with universal talk laws, what led me to become the first person to win the Stevie and the ARDA and considered, quote unquote, the #1 sales executive in the world. So that's for communication. The second one is the 365-page life manual, Re-Creationism, the Art of Shaping Reality, that details not only several things I learned, but 21 of my most transformative clients. But man, I just released a children's young adult novel, Little Solar's Book of Superpowers, where after reading Charlotte's Web, I had the inclination to want to write a children's book and had a dream about the solar system and turned the solar system into a character named Little Solar. So Little Solar's Book of
Sweet.
Superpowers was just released April 22nd, and 4 principals have already decided to purchase the book for all of their middle school kids so that it can be a part of their regular reading over the summer.
That's wonderful, my friend. Congratulations on that. It's really fascinating, really inspirational and motivating to see what you've accomplished by making one decision to be something different, to be something more. It's pretty fascinating. Amazing audience. Hey, again, it's Kinja Dixon. You can check him out as well on kinjadixon.com, or you can check him out on re-creationism.com. Kinja, let's switch gears for a minute. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful warm blue Caribbean water. Kinja, what's your earliest childhood memory?
Walking on the way to the subway with my mother, dropping my pacifier and never having a pacifier in my mouth again. I had to be about 2 years old, and I am so honored that I can remember it, and it just fits so much with the thought process of my mother. Like, okay, if you don't want it, you're not gonna have it. And that memory also brings so much value to me because it's probably a lot to do with the harsh feedback that I used to hate that I truly am so honored to have. But in sales and in communication, realizing that since everyone didn't have parents that way, you have to cater your approach when speaking, even if you have the best intentions, because that harsh approach pushes most people away. But when you have a parent that goes that route, you have no choice but to just listen and follow the rules.
You know what I like about the memory as well? I like the concept as well as there are some things in life that could be looked upon as a problem. However, it transforms into a solution. Like, it's not one of the things that you can carry to the next step. So it's like pacifier over next step. And it's pretty fascinating to see your mother transition you through that as well.
It's amazing because I think that's what our whole life purpose is no matter what we're born into, our goal, like a plant, is to figure out the best way to reach towards the sun, no matter what those conditions are. And unfortunately, due to people that have benefit in people's pain, unfortunately, so many people end up being shelled by their circumstances instead of the approach of what's next? Okay, what now? Okay,
What
I
now?
understand that happened, but okay, let's figure out how to turn that into a better version of you instead of just wallowing in the uncontrollable situation.
Exactly. And it seems as though you've done pretty well without the pacifier as well.
That has something to do with why I love talking so much.
If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Well, this is going to sound real corny, but I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. The Michael Jackson song.
Love it, love it. Kinja, my friend, we have arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes, very ready.
Kinja, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
The world.
Are you married?
Nope.
Do you have children?
No, sir.
Do you believe in God?
I believe there is a purpose. I call it the all that is energy.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Very, very close, small, knit group.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, I disconnected television in 2008 in all of my homes.
Wow. What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I would say 2 hours a day.
Kinja, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Kinja Dixon, what would you say that is?
Each of us are expressions of one unified story filled with excellence. All we have to do is find it by using each other's mistakes, trials, and experiences.
Pure excellence. Love it. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Bookersuperpowers.com for all parents that want to have an entertaining way to dig into the lives of their children with timeless principles that are going to only help them no matter what they do for a living, no matter how far they go in life, no matter what, just make them be happy, healthy human beings. So that's one thing I definitely recommend that we didn't talk about with those other two sites, but much love to you. And I thank you for doing what you do.
I appreciate you. A pleasure. I treasure. Kinja Dixon, thank you again for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.